in episode 128.
Right? Like, I don't want
Mhm.
people to be like, oh, that's like a man in a dress and like a wig and whatever, right? Like, I want people to like call me by female pronouns, like, and to just treat me like they would treat like a woman respectfully, obviously. Not if they're like a scumbag and like treat women bad. But
Right.
like, I want to be treated like that. Again, when you've already like seen what it was like on the other side. And it's just like, it's just hard. It sucks. It just makes you like kind of not want to do it sometimes, because you're just like, oh, I could be, I know what it's like to go out finally, or to experience something, and I miss that experience. When I am doing it, I feel a bit more confident in just like how I look, and maybe like I'm a little bit more flirty and like I'm playful or something, or but most of all, I mean, like, I'm still the same person. Like, this is just how I am normally, like, when I'm not presenting them. So, like, I just look different, really.
Welcome to the CrossYaas Podcast, the podcast that still says yas to everything related to crossdressing, sexuality, and gender. I'm Giselle Mirasol, seasoned crossdresser, transgender believer, and host of this wonderful and beautifully inclusive podcast. Check out CrossYaasPodcast.com for more ways you can support this podcast, get bonus content, and find our Patreon. If you want to chat with me directly, Sierra, and other CrossYaas listeners, well, you can check out our CrossYaas confidential Discord, which is also on our website. And finally, if you enjoyed Dottie's story and have your own story that's cross-dressing, sexuality, and or gender related, but wondering to yourself, damn, does anyone want to hear my story? Well, duh, is this your first time here? You should know you have me as someone who'll listen to you. So the answer to your question is obviously a loud frickin' yes! Reach out to me via email to zell@crossyaaspodcast.com, DM me on Instagram at CrossYaasPodcast, or hit me up on our Discord, Rochi_Mochi #7325. Looking forward to hearing from you. Happy end of July. It's the heart of summer, and Jesus, it's hot.
Feeling hot, hot, hot.
Hope you're staying cool, and I hope your month of July went well. Last couple of episodes here have just been me a little angry, just because it's insane the amount of people targeting trans people still, and even nearby in the city of Los Angeles with that whole transgender spa hoax. And if you wanted to hear me and my take on that, well, you can listen back to episode 127 and even 126, where, I'm just tired of people disenfranchising trans people. So, yeah, I'll try and stay away from that negativity as long as there's nothing else that happens for me to report. But, if it does happen, I'm going to talk about it. But anyways, I still hope you're enjoying this podcast. I've been a bit of a busybody helping Kirsten do wedding reception things, which we'll be celebrating in a couple of weeks, and some of the CrossYaas team members will be there to celebrate as well. So I'm trying to be more positive around here and looking at the brighter side with more positive things. So how about we get into my CrossYaas conversation with Dottie. Dottie, who is an absolute treasure, came on the podcast, I don't know, it was a couple weeks back in our roundtable discussion where she chatted about the freakout of a transgender individual at a spa in episode 122, which again turned out to be a hoax, as there was no evidence of any trans person there. And if you heard Dottie in that episode, well, she's well-versed and had a lot to say. She also had a lot to say in this episode and in my CrossYaas conversation, which I'm sure you'll find as fascinating as I did. But I'll shut up because I don't stop talking, and so, I don't know, before I go too far with this. So, no further ado, here's Dottie and my CrossYaas conversation with her. Enjoy. Yes. Okay, well, welcome, Dottie, to the CrossYaas Podcast. How are you, girl?
I'm happy to be here. I'm really excited. Yeah.
Okay, calm down, relax. Nothing serious. Well, what brings you to the podcast, girl? What makes you? Why even listen to this crap? I mean, why me? Why?
That's a really good question. No, seriously. Like, I don't know. I just have been seeking out more, just like outlets for other people's like experiences with gender and stuff, and I wanted to see if like other people, I don't know, like share similar views on it, I guess, that I do. Also, like my friend Maddie, who you did a wonderful interview with earlier, basically like invited me and said, hey, there's a bunch of cool people here in this community. I think you would fit in. So here I am.
And you've been here for a week, so do you feel like you fit in, or what do you think that experience has been like for you?
I feel like I fit into an extent. I haven't really been chatting as much as I want to, mainly because most of the time that I'm on the Discord, I'm also like doing work, or I'm supposed to be doing work. So
Of
I'll
course.
be like checking
Yeah.
in and out and like reading stuff about what's going on throughout the day. But like once I'm finished, I kind of like do my own thing, and I'm not really active and like later on in the day. It seems like a lot of the community is on like the West Coast time, and I'm East Coast, so a lot of people might be chatting at like what's 8 o'clock for them's 11 for me, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
go in my bed and try to go to
Right.
bed. So
Right. 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 Well, what do you do, Dottie? Like, what are you busy doing when you're not on the Discord? And like, I mean,
mm,
what do you? Yeah, what are you doing? Why are you not talking to us? Seriously, like, what do you have so much going on that you can't be with us? I guess.
well, like besides sleeping, usually if I'm working, I'm on the Discord, kind of just popping in here and there and saying stuff like randomly or whatever's going on in that conversation. But I'll be at my job doing my job essentially. Um,
Good. That's good.
and just other stuff, like sometimes I'll be, I don't even know, just not logged on. I don't have like Discord on my phone, at least
Mm-hmm.
like my Dottie account, so it'll only be like on my browser window, and I might not have that open at the time. It's really like I don't have a good excuse as to why I'm not doing it. It's just I'm not like opening the browser tab as much as I should be, really.
Right, right. I mean, we it's fine. We figure you have a life too. A lot of us have lives, but a lot of us apparently don't. Because I'm like, how are people still chatting here? Like, what are people doing? So, I mean, tell us about Dottie. Who are you? What brings you to the podcast, and why? What are you looking for to relate on exactly? Why are you here? Why are you here?
That is a good question. Why am I here to begin with? Um, I mean, like I said, this place seems like a good community of people, like all the listeners who are hanging out in the Discord, and anyone who's listening who hasn't joined the Discord. I mean, it's a lot of fun from all the stuff that I'm reading about. A great way to make connections with people. So really, just looking for, I don't know, just like friendship. Really, I think that like
Okay.
what's what's really cool about just not just cross dressing, but sort of just hobbies in general. Not to say cross dressing is a hobby for everybody. Like for some people, it's obviously more than that. For some people, gender expression it's very personal to them, obviously. But it's such like an icebreaker, right? Like you
Hmm.
can meet with somebody who's like, yeah, we both have this very unique and very similar interest, and then you just get to learn more about them as a person, really. It's just that
Hmm.
thing that like connects you right away.
Hmm. So, does that mean what's your relation to cross dressing then? Or do you consider yourself a cross dresser? Are you trans? Are you, I don't know, in
I
that
don't I
realm?
don't
Mhm.
really like the term crossdresser. I mean, I use it. It doesn't kind of fit what I would describe myself. I'll say like I'm gender fluid, but most of the time I'm going to be like presenting masculine. It's very much like on like the weekend, maybe like once or twice like a month, I'll get all glammed up in femme and just hang out and do
Mhm.
whatever. But it's been a lot. Recently, I've been doing it a lot more. Maybe like every weekend, kind of deal.
Nice. Yeah.
But usually, yeah, like once or twice a month, and the rest of the time I'm presenting masculine, and I'm happy just doing that. Really, I don't envision myself ever stopping anytime soon. Yeah, I.
Nice.
That's it.
And did you know that early? Like, when did you know, like, I just want to do this sometimes and not all the time? Like, how did that start for you?
I mean, I've like been conflicted. I don't know if like dysphoria is the right word for it or anything, because I'm pretty confident in presenting masculine. It's just easy. It's what I know how to do. It's what I've done like my whole life, and I don't have any kind of feelings of I was like, oh, I'm like born in like the wrong body or anything like that intense. It's more just like of an attraction to what I want to look like, kind of thing. Where if I look at myself like in the mirror, I'm like, oh, I want to look like somebody that I think is cute. Well, I can appreciate like a nice looking man, but I personally, in my brain, I don't think that that's like a cute person, right? Like I want to
Hmm.
look like what I think a cute person would look like, and that just happens to be a pretty girl.
Okay, okay. Are you attracted to that person, or is it primarily just being like, oh, I want to be as pretty as that
it's
person?
it's not like I think that I don't want to sound like vain, but like when I do get glammed up in femme, I'm trying to be like attractive, and I'm trying to like think that like, oh yeah, like look in myself in the mirror and say like I'm hot. Like I want to have that reaction to
Okay,
myself. But
okay.
like I'm not trying to be like, yeah, I want to like be sexually attracted to my femme self. It's like it's still me. I just want to be like, yeah, like I look good.
Nice. That's not vain. That's more of a goal, right? Like you need
Right.
to, right. You want it's something that you're trying to attain. You may not necessarily get, but like almost like how Maddie was talking about, like she wants to be the most gorgeous, fiercest bitch out there, essentially. Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah.
So, kind of like I think that there's a lot of different like femininity is very it's just like a scale in and of itself, right? There's no right way to like be feminine, right? And whatever that even means to define as yourself as feminine to begin with. But like
Hmm.
my perspective on it is because like I I present and live my life as like a masculine person for of most of the time, right? Like when
Yeah.
I want to present feminine, I'm going to try to be as like what I believe is like a hyper feminine kind of way, the sort of the binary way that we've been kind of programmed to believe. Not just because not that's because like, oh yeah, that's how I believe feminine people should look like. Again, the definition and like the scale of femininity can go in any direction, really, right?
Right, right.
Like it doesn't mean that like you're not a woman because you don't like to wear like a dress. It's just that
Mhm.
because I've been gendered into thinking that's like, yeah, like a pretty woman would wear like a pretty dress. That's just what I want to wear.
Hmm. And so you're not the sweats kind of girl. You're not the uh,
No, I'm not glamming up and like putting on sweats. Like when I'm when I'm doing this, I'm going hardcore.
yeah, I've seen your photos. Yes, you go all out. And you want to talk about your process because we've seen your photos. You did a whole thing with Maddie yesterday. You both looking like fucking twins. Like
She single white femaled me. I was ready hours before because
nice.
again, she lives on the West Coast. I live on the East Coast. I was like, we were gonna try to coordinate to be like ready at the same time because like we were gonna like FaceTime a little bit first and then like go on Insta later. And then like I was like, well, it's gonna be dark by the time, at least in my area, that by the time she's ready. So like, I better like get ready now so I could take pictures in like my really nice natural lighting. And of
Right, right.
course, I get all done up in this new outfit that I got, and then turn on the FaceTime, and she's like wearing the same fucking outfit. Like, girl, jeez, it's like she like looked at my Insta beforehand and was like, I'm gonna wear that and like pretend like I didn't see before.
Yeah, dude, was there a buy one get one sale? Like you bought it and she bought it
Yeah,
and
I
she was
bought it
like,
and I shipped it to her actually.
I love it because we were like, I mean, I didn't see the live, but when I saw the photo afterwards, I was like, who am I looking at? Like, wait, I thought it was two different people. Hold on, wait,
No,
what?
I'm not blonde, so even though I've tried to pull it off, but I'm definitely not a blonde.
I love it. But yeah, tell us about the process. What's your process in getting ready? Because you do stuff different than Maddie a little bit, right? Like, what do you do different? What makes you special, Dottie?
What do you mean, like my makeup process? Like what I do?
Makeup. You also have a breastplate. I think I saw a breastplate, and those are your actual boobs. I would love to know what.
I've actually am like a cis female. Forgot to mention. No,
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
oh, see, I was like, I would have believed you. I would really.
No,
Oh,
yeah, I that's a recent upgrade that I got. I was I've wanted them for like the longest gosh darn time, but I never was able to like store them anywhere really. So now like I been in this place that on my own for like a year now, and I was like, well, now is finally the time. The president has decided to give me money, and I'll be goddamn a fool. I'll be a goddamn fool if I don't spend them on a nice pair of boobs. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's what I
sure.
did, and I I have I have two regrets. My first regret is that I should have gotten a color like the original color that I was gonna get, because I'm like, that was my one of my biggest concerns, was that like my skin tone wasn't gonna match the plate, and I knew it wasn't gonna match 100%, but the plates, it's just like a tad bit darker than like what my natural skin color
Mm,
is.
hmm.
So when I put like my makeup on and do my face in the photos, it does sort of match. Like you can kind of see it there. But if I were to like wear something that would reveal a little bit more of the plate, then like you could kind of see where like the seam is and the discoloration there. You'd probably be able to see it anyway, but there might be like a little bit less of a discoloration if I did go a little bit lighter, like than I was planning
Okay,
on doing.
okay.
Um, so that's my first regret. My second regret is that I should have got fucking D cups, because like, girls, these are great and all, but like some of the stuff, like I just need to go a little bit bigger, because they're not even like showing in some of the dresses that I'm getting, and I'm trying to get more stuff to like. Well, if I got them, I got to work with them, and it's not even really being emphasized as much.
Yeah, you go whole hog on these kinds of things. You really want to be super feminine, like to the point of not absurdity, but really just like super exaggerated, right? It's what it sounds like. You really want
Um,
that femininity. Huh.
yeah, I mean, I when I started, I guess I kind of like started with like watching like drag stuff. I'm not really into drag that much. I don't really love like how the makeup looks, and I'm not really about like the whole performance aspect of it either. But like I guess that kind of just being the most like femme, or like the representation of femme that they try to do, because they're just like
Right,
pushing
right.
it to like the max, right?
Hmm.
I guess that like kind of stuck with me, so I kind of try to do that, I guess, but like pull it back so that I'm trying to make myself look like what a woman would look like, right? Or what I think a woman
I
would look
think you might
like.
have gotten there already. Yeah.
I hope.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's you and Maddie, kind of ridiculous. Again, the same person. I mean, single white female. Seriously, you fooled me. You fooled me, and I didn't realize we had cisgendered women on our Discord, so that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like drag, then do you just take the photos like Maddie and then just not go out? Is that what it is? Like you're not public or go out in public as Dottie?
So that's actually a recent development in my life. I actually went out for the first time like to the bars and junk um late 2019. So like around like right after Halloween, like probably like the week after or something. Um, I just went out for the first time. And I never did it before. I met a friend who I'm really close with now. That we would just go out together and go down to the gay bars and stuff. And it was the first time that like I ever presented femme out in public. And what's great about I live in Philadelphia, and they have like a whole section of the city that's just called the Gayborhood, and that's just where all the gay bars
Nice,
are located. So
nice.
everything's within walking distance of one another, each bar. So like you could just bar hop all night, or one of the clubs goes to like I think like 3 a.m. or something. So like usually ending the night there. But yeah, like I never did
Gosh,
it before. I was doing it up until like February. I didn't go out too much, but I don't know, like once a month maybe with my one friend. We did it up until like February or something, and then COVID hit. So
I know, right?
wasn't
Dang,
able to
yeah.
do that anymore.
But it was a good time that you did go out, right? Wasn't
It
enough though.
I mean, it COVID really kind of made me realize about like the steps that you take when like you start this journey. Like
Hmm.
when I started, I was just like putting on like a skirt or something, right? and like seeing how that felt, or like a dress, and
Mm-hmm.
not doing anything else, just like seeing how like the clothes felt and what I wanted out of that and how I felt wearing them. And
Right,
then
right.
obviously it like graduates to trying to do makeup, trying to like do your hair, um, and then like actually like getting something that might like fit you instead of just borrowing like somebody else's because like you're too
Mm-hmm.
embarrassed to
Mm-hmm.
like buy something yourself.
Yeah.
Um, and eventually you start like leveling up and getting more confident in yourself and how you want to express yourself. And I got to the point where it's like, well, I'm gonna just start doing it like out in the world now and see how the world responds to me. And to now like cut to COVID times, having to quarantine and not being able to go and do that after just starting to do that, it feels like you've taken a step back. That you're just like now you're back just doing it by yourself, like in your room alone again, when you've already like seen what it was like on the other side. And it's just like it's just hard. It sucks. It just makes you like kind of not want to do it sometimes because you're just like, oh, I could be. I know what it's like to go out finally or to experience something, and I miss that experience. Where now doing like this by myself is just it doesn't hit the same highs that it used to.
Girl, yes. Like, fuck yes. I mean, you only even went out in December of 2019. That's super recent, right? That was like a year and a half ago, like
I
even
mean,
less than
it's
that.
coming up only 2 years now. It's
Oh,
so long, but it feels like, I swear to God,
girl,
2020 was like the longest
girl.
and the shortest year all at the same
Right,
time.
right. Girl, you are hitting it on the head. I talked about that probably in the last like 4 or 5 episodes where, girl, I got that taste. I got that taste for like 4 years, 3 or 4 years of being a hoe bag, being a slut, being like the hyper feminine bitch that was like at the club, going out. Like, I mean, for me, you can so call it like fooling guys or trapping dudes. Not, like, oh, that's a chick, that's a girl, and then really it's not. But that was partly part of me being like, this is really fun, but also like, it's kind of a lot of work. But I think you're right. That taste that you get, it's like a drug, right? You get that first high and you're chasing that same high every fucking time. But you didn't get that second high because of fucking COVID, and you're like, damn it. And so you're right. Going and doing it at home is like, I don't know. It's not the same.
It's just not, and it's like it's good because it's like, yeah, I got to do it, and I've worked really hard on like I never really liked doing my makeup. I really just have to do it because it's like I don't look right if I don't.
Right,
So
right,
like if I had a choice, I would just like have someone come just beat my face for me, so I don't have to like fucking do it myself because
right, right.
I just feel like I can't and that I'm not good at it. And it's just not what I'm interested in. I like try to like watch the tutorials and junk, and I just can't do it like from the tutorials. I need
Hmm.
someone to like sit me down and be like, well, this is how like you draw, and like that's how you keep a straight line, and you don't need to do like a squiggle for your frigging like cat eye, you moron. Like
Right, right, right.
so I've really put more effort into trying to like do it better. And I think I got better. I hope I did. Um,
Yeah, I thought you were Maddie, so yeah.
yeah, so I that was good, but it's one thing to just like again like take a couple selfies or take like good pictures of yourself on like a nice camera and you look great and you feel great. And then it's different from like actually going out and experiencing the world as you, but more feminine.
Right. No, yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. So then if it's not the makeup part that you're looking for and like being out, what are you looking for when you're going out as Dottie? What is it that you want, or what are you trying to fulfill, I guess?
I mean, like mainly it's like I just want to go and like go to a bar and just like drink, get like a little buzz, get drunk a little bit, and then like I don't know, like dance, go out and dance a little bit. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not very good, but like just enjoy myself with my friends and have fun. I'm not really looking to like anything alternative than that.
Hmm.
There is kind of like you mentioned like a little bit earlier about like trapping guys or whatever. I feel like I want to, when I go out, I want to be like treated as a woman, right? Like I don't want
Mm-hmm.
people to be like, oh, that's like a man in a dress and like a wig and whatever, right? Like I want people to like call me by female pronouns, like, and to just treat me like they would treat like a woman respectfully, obviously. Not if they're like a scumbag
Right,
and like
right,
treat women
right,
bad. But
right,
like
right.
I want to be treated like that. But at the same time I'm like, I know that they know, and I kind of like that they know, because then it's like they're still taking notice, and they're either being like they're at least like acknowledging it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of just like, I don't want to be called out for it, but but we all are like in on it together. Like we all know what's going
Yeah,
on
yeah,
here, but we're not
yeah.
going to say it to one another. We're just going to treat it like this is normal, because it should be normal.
Exactly. Like, yeah, so and so Dottie is a dude, but Dottie's having the fucking time of her life. Let her fucking let her have a great time. Like, why is that a problem, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not like hurting anybody.
Yeah. Well, me, because with your gorgeous ass and Maddie, apparently you're stealing her look, so you might be hurting someone, maybe not physically,
Again,
but
she's stealing my look, so
I love it. I love it. Yeah, the whole trapping thing. You're right. I don't think it's a trapping thing. It's just like, in order to pass and blend in, I want to be, it helps like the mood. It's like, no, this is me. Let me be me. Like how, like if a person's gay or let the person be gay. They're not doing anything to you. It's just
right, exactly.
that doesn't matter. Like, yeah, I agree. So then, how old are you, Maddie? Oh, I'm sorry, Maddie. I call you
Oh
Maddie.
my god! All
Dottie.
right.
I know. Sorry, it's just like it's in the corner of my mind. I'm basically talking to Maddie. But how old are you, Dottie?
I'm 27.
There it is. That's why I was like, that's a young bitch move. That's like, I want to go out and party. And then my 30 asks something's like, can we just go to bed now or have dinner? Like, I'm
I
fucking
f-
over watch Netflix.
by the time it hits like 1 o'clock, I'm ready for bed. Like I can't stay up. I do feel like I'm like 55 years old,
Hold on.
but I mean, like 3 years ago, I probably would have been like, yeah, let's stay out all night. But now I'm like, I got like work on Sunday. I got to catch up on
Right.
some like. I know it's Friday night, but I do have work on Monday morning, and I need at least 16
True.
hours like of sleep in one day to catch up on all the sleep that I'm missing. So
Right, right. But the thing is, have you only partied in Philly? Have you partied anywhere else?
I haven't. I've only gone out in Philly.
Girl, you got to go to at least the main ones, right? Like Vegas. I partied in New York. New York's a really good time. Girl, you got to do international trips if you have the opportunity. Again, I don't know what it's going to be like post COVID, but at least Vegas. Like
I,
Vegas, you can party till like 5 or 6.
I
Ugh,
I
what?
might do New York. I have like some very good friends that live in New York. I'm not out to them, but maybe Halloween would be
Ooh,
a good excuse to come out to them or something. Um,
ooh, hmm
but yeah, I was thinking about doing that eventually. I do want to go back to Las Vegas because um, it sounds like a great time. But
yes.
I hate flying.
Oh,
I'm
great.
just very irrational about it, and I know that like I I did like an 8 hour flight before, and like I know I can do it, but I just still like, even after doing that, I'm just not rational through the whole thing. So maybe if I just get over myself, I'll come out to
Yeah,
all the
please.
places. I also need to save some money because the airline tickets are not very cheap. So
Very true. Very true. So let me ask this: then who are you out to? Who knows about Dottie and how have they reacted if you told them, or I don't know, what's the reactions generally been
Um,
like?
so none of like my extended family knows, but my mom knows, and an ex girlfriend knows, and if any close friend has found my Insta on the internet, they know. But I mean, like that means that they're cool with it. No one has said anything to me about it. So to my extent, only like two people who have been like close to me in my life, like who know like my legal name, uh,
Okay,
know
okay,
about Dottie, and
yeah.
obviously have been okay with it. My mom has sent me mixed messages about the whole
Ooh,
thing.
okay. Like, what are these messages? What are these messages,
So
Maddie?
like she's like, she says she doesn't like, she's supportive. Like it's not like she's gonna stop me from doing it. It's more like
Mhm.
she doesn't really want to see it or be like involved in it. And I get that. It's like she's only seen me one way and she doesn't want to see me any other way. And it's totally on her. And she's told me like a billion times, like, hey, if you're like gay or whatever, like you can come out. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I still love you. You're still like my child. And I'm like, yeah, like, okay, chill out. Like, like sometimes it gets to the point where I'm like, do you just like want me to just like say it, or like,
Yeah.
like, okay, but fine. So like she'll say stuff like that to me though, like just like encouraging things, but then she'll be like, I don't really want to like see it though, or be like involved in it. Like I don't want to. She doesn't want to look at like a
Okay.
picture of me all femme or whatever. And then like I'll go over like her house. We'll have like dinner or something, and she'll be like, oh, look at this like nice jewelry that like I'm getting for like my sisters or like your cousins, or like, hey, I think you'll like this one, and like she'll like give me like a bracelet or something, and I'm like, how would
Okay.
you know what my taste is? I'm like,
Right.
you're like,
Right.
you've never seen a picture of me, you don't know what I look like, and then it's like it happens to be really cute, and it's like a bracelet that I'll wear all the time. So like she still is my mom and knows me.
Right. You're like, okay, mom, fine. I guess this is
Like
cute.
she's like,
Sure.
just take it. I'm like, all right, fine, and then like I'll be like, this is actually cute, okay. Like she was
Nice.
right.
Yeah, like what is your style, girl? I mean, the things you posted, I'm just like, you had one really bad bra thing that I think you got upset at, like it looked like a German dress or something. I don't know, it looked weird, but it's just because you thought it was weird. But I was like, you still look great. It's
Oh
annoying.
yeah, so I did like I have this like top that's it should be like off shoulder, and then I got a like a skirt with like suspenders on it, and the suspenders are like a little too long, so they kept like sliding down. And then I had like a bralette to like try to hide the seams on the breastplate as well, and it basically just was like it just kept falling down.
Yeah, yeah.
If I had the skirt like fit just fine, it's just the suspenders were like too long. So I didn't do like great makeup either. I didn't go like full glam
You
with
still
it
look
all.
good. What the fuck? What? That's not full. Ugh, Jesus.
I
Wait.
didn't do my eyelashes really. That's the hardest
Oh,
part. So
okay. Okay. Well then, okay.
it makes a huge difference. I've actually noticed that's when I started wearing them that I'm like, oh, like I have like decent eyelashes that if I just put like mascara on, like they look okay. But
Uh,
once I put like fake ones on, it completely makes me look like I look like a completely different person.
we couldn't tell. Trust us. We're like, it's Dottie. She looks great. She's posting another photo. Let's just talk in the runway chat again. Okay, here we go.
But yeah,
Send
that did
emoji.
kind of look like German inspired. I was kind of going for like spring picnicky, but
Okay.
I guess I look like I should be holding like a Stein or something, right?
Yeah, yeah. And your other outfits, are they just like you just decide? Does your mom pick them for you, and you're like, okay,
Oh
mom,
yeah,
I'll wear this.
me and my mom actually go shopping together all the time. No,
Okay.
um, I don't know. I just like it's stuff that like just see like either other like cross-dressing, gender fluid, whatever trans people like, or just women in general wear. Like it's just like what I see out there from other people where I get like inspired by, and then like a little bit of my own like personal taste about what I think would look cute on me. Because there's some stuff that like I see that I'm like, oh, that's cute, but that doesn't work for like my body, or like I don't really love to wear like a crop top because I'm not that secure with like showing a lot of down there. So like
Hmm, hmm.
if I do wear something like that, I'll try to wear something like high waisted to compensate. So like the crop is like super small. It's just like it's like an inch of skin. Like that's
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know. I just see it out in the world and through media and stuff, and just steal a little bit from here, steal a little bit from there, add, subtract, mesh it all together.
Yes, yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, how big is your like closet? Is it packed with female clothes, or is it just I don't know.
So
What's
when
up
I
there?
got this place, I was like, when they were like giving the tour of this apartment, they were like, oh, like the bedroom here has like his and hers closets, and I'm like, great, because I need a hers closet. So I do have one closet that's like for like my guy stuff mostly. It's just mostly like button downs and like a couple like jerseys or something, and then the other closet is decked the halls with like tons and tons of clothes. I do have a problem. I do think
Uh-oh.
that I'm going to like call someone to take my credit card away, or at least like change the password
Uh-oh.
on my Amazon account so like I don't like have to buy anything online anymore. But like, yeah, I need to stop buying stuff at least for like 2 months. Man, then I'll get something new.
How bad is it? You got to be honest. How bad is your shopping like habit? What are you buying? Like a dress a day, a dress an hour? Like
Not a dress a day. Like I think like something new like every other week or so.
that's not that bad, is
But
it?
here's what'll happen: like as soon as I wear something once, and then like I take a picture in it, I'm like, okay, I'm never wearing this again. Like
Right.
I
Yeah.
can't repeat it. I have to keep doing new content for the gram. Like no one wants to see me and like that dress that I wore like 2 months ago.
I mean, if
Already saw
if you
it.
if you're posting so many photos, I mean, they're on like, a carousel of photos. We probably won't see. It was like, oh yeah, that looks good. Oh yeah, that looks good. But in your own head, you want more photos. You want different outfits. Is that what it is? Like you hate other photos?
It's just more like I'll see something that someone else would wear, and I'm like, oh, I want to do a look that's like that, and then that'll be like my focus for a little bit. And so like I'll look
Mm.
into where can I get like a this or something. What was I thinking of? Like I really wanted this top that was like it had it sort of had like a cutout. So like the sleeves went all the way down to like your hands, and then like it was like you're
Ooh.
wearing like a cutout like mittens or something. I'm describing it really
Ooh.
badly, but like
I'm trying to picture it. Yeah. Okay.
you
Mittens.
put like
Okay.
your thumb through the sleeve
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the way at the
Yeah.
end there, and it looked like really cute. I saw like somebody who I follow on Insta like they wore like a top that was sort of like a crop top that had the same idea where like the sleeve just had like gloves at the end of it. So like it was like they're wearing a
Okay.
shirt with like attached gloves. And so I found something
Huh.
kind of like that with the cutout because I wouldn't be able to work my phone in that like glove shit. So I tried it, but it just like didn't fit right. I don't know if I got like the right size for it, and it just didn't really look that good on me. But so stuff like that happens a lot where I'll buy something, I won't even like take good pictures in it. I'll just like try it and I'll be like, this isn't what like I'm working for, and then I'll just like return it. So like I'm not really losing any money out of the deal until like I
Yeah.
finally settle on something where yeah, like this is great. I really want like love this look that I'm going for.
Yeah. That's fine. You're abusing Amazon's return policy. That's fine. That's
Yeah, of
okay.
course.
I mean, that's fine. You talked about down there. Are you a tuck kind of girl, or are you not a tuck kind of girl?
So I don't tuck currently. I
Okay.
did get a swimsuit recently, and I
Ooh.
did also get some tucking tape for it. So,
Okay. Okay.
if I ever get to go out to a pool that I was invited to go to, I will try to do it, and hopefully
Interesting.
it'll go all right because I don't want to like show up and have everything misproperly placed.
Nicely put. Nicely put.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Would you actually go swimming, or are you like would just want to chill by the pool sort of thing, or?
Probably would just like chill by the pool, put my feet in a little bit, and then like relax and like have like a drink or two and just sort of hang out. Maybe I'll get
Okay.
on one of those like floaties that like you can like you're sitting and like you're laying in the middle of the pool kind of thing, but you're not like getting wet.
Oh yeah, I've been there. Yes. Yes. You just
Not that
want
I don't like to swim or anything. I just don't think that like doing like a full beat of makeup, like hair and like getting all ready and everything, and then just having it be ruined by chlorinated water
to. Right. Right.
will do wonders for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So you talk about your hair. Are you a wig wearer? I mean, I've seen it, but like, what's your experience with wigs?
Yeah, I don't really like my natural hair is too short for anything, so I kind of like have to wear a wig. Um, I
Hmm.
tried tons of different looks before. I thought I was a redhead when I first started this. I don't know why. I thought I was blonde. Don't know why. And then I started wearing more just like my natural color, which is sort of what you see there, a little bit of brunette. I do have like in this hair.
Yeah.
The bottom is kind of like it's definitely blacker down at the bottom, like it was dyed black down there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the tips kind of. It's very like a curly bottom thing. I really like this hair that I have right now. I used to try to wear like something that was like long, like just really long, because I thought was hyper feminine for me. And I realized that sucks to manage and is the worst to maintain. So I've been really going towards like shorter kind of looks that like either go shoulder length or a little bit down further. I tried a bob before that was, oh my god, I feel like every girl tries to do like a bob look, either like a black or a blonde bob, and it just never works out.
It depends, but yeah,
No.
you're right.
It
Generally,
either
yeah.
never works out or you look amazing. Like,
Yeah, there's no in between.
there's no in between. There's nobody who has like a bob who's like just like average and looks okay. Like you're just either that's you or you need to find some new hair.
Seriously. I think was it Halle Berry recently that had like a weird bob cut? I don't know. It just looked odd.
I mean, I just think Halle Berry's gorgeous no matter what she does. So
True. It did look a little weird though, but you're right. She's a gorgeous gal. But you pick, like you said, like style from like certain like women and trans women. Is there someone in particular that you're like, yes, that like you try to always steal, or is there you just like pick from everywhere?
it's not like something that I always try to steal. It's more like I'll see somebody, just like it could be like a random celebrity or something. Like I really like I have a huge crush right now on like Anya Taylor-Joy. She's the lady from Queen's Gambit. I think she was in the New Mutants movie or something, right?
Right.
So like she killed it in Queen's Gambit. But like I like on Insta, they're like dressing her up in like these incredible like clothes and stuff, these like really nice dresses and shit. And obviously it's like so far beyond my price range. Like these
Me too.
these like insanely like gorgeous stuff that she's like wearing for like a Vogue shoot or whatever, right? But like she was wearing like this one, like it sort of looked like a cowgirl dress that had like a lot of fringe to it. And so I'm like, I need to get something like that, right? Like I don't need to get that exact one, but like a cool like fringe like cowgirl kind of dress is like definitely what I'm in the market for right now. So it's just stuff like that where like I'll see somebody wear something that I'm like, oh, that's a cute skirt or that's a cute top. Like I'm gonna look for either that exact thing if I can find it, or something that's just like similar to it.
I love that. That's amazing. But yeah, that girl's like gorgeous, and I love the style from Queen's Gambit. Love every dress she put on when she went through the store. If anyone's not seen Queen's Gambit, please watch it. This girl's just like, it's got that 50s, 60s retro.
Yeah.
Style.
And as like a chess player, like it was super nice to like see that, because all like chess stuff's been like really like lame, and this like made chess kind of like cool.
Yeah.
And that's how like I kind of like felt, because when I used to play chess, I did feel like one of the coolest people in the room, unfortunately. So like it was weird, like, and I was like, whoa, like she's just like the coolest person in the room, even though she is like a psycho. But
she's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Yeah, that's a cool hobby. Like as a chess player, do you have any other like weird, cool things about you like that? I mean, you're a crossdresser. You play chess. you buy too many clothes apparently. You live in Philly. I don't know.
I also like I don't know. I like a lot of like those kind of tabletop game stuff. So I'm really big into this is revealing a lot about myself.
Yeah, that's exactly why I do it. I can get you to talk.
I'm really into the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game.
That is amazing, because I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! Like sans 2008 to about 2011, 2012. I really liked Yu-Gi-Oh! So.
2008? Wait, were you like competitive at all in 2008?
I mean, I played a lot with I wouldn't say I'm competitive, because I play a lot more Magic the Gathering back then.
Oh,
from
okay.
like 2008 to 2012. But my girlfriend from hell, Jen, shout out, you're a bitch. Her brother her brother played a lot of like tournaments, and I remember the cards that were like fucking ridiculous. It wasn't Fusion by then yet. I think that was like 2000. Were Fusion cards in by then? I don't remember.
Fusions were in like the first set, honey.
Oh, well, no, like what are the other ones like that started?
Synchros?
I forget. Synchros. Oh, fucking Synchros. Like they were like OP at some point, and I'm just like, well, I can't beat these cards. Like
they came out in like 2008, and
yeah,
like I'm pretty sure like that was the price point where it was like $1,500 to $2,000 like for the most like competitive
Yeah,
deck
it's
that you could play at the
insane.
time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that like it could have broken it later down the line as well, but like that's probably the most expensive that the game ever got to my memory.
Yeah, very
Like
expensive. Yeah.
there was one card like in people's decks that like if you had it, it was like literally a prize card. Like you had to have top like got to like the top level of a tournament to even like have a copy of it. So like
Yeah.
you just are and it was just gave people like a competitive edge because it just was that good of a
So expensive. Yeah. I love that we're getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! Everybody's like, what the
card.
fuck are they talking about? Like,
We
this is
should
so weird.
definitely not go on this diatribe because I could talk about it forever.
No, that's the beauty about people, right? Is you have these weird like hobbies or quirks about you that, when they see you as like a cross-dresser, they think all these different things about you. Well, clearly you only are into makeup. Clearly you're only into dresses. And it's like, no, I actually like Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're like, excuse me? What are you talking about?
It's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
almost like people are multifaceted and that like they
Believe that. Can you
will
believe that? People are multi-fat. What?
they
There are
can
other
like
parts about you? What?
yeah, like they'll show one side of themselves to a particular audience, but like once they feel comfortable, they can show you a different side. And
Hmm.
it, that's why I like I mean, that's not just why I like doing this in general. It's just like if I'm going, like I realized a while ago when I really started doing this and taking it seriously, it's like if I was going to present myself this way, they're really like even though I'm doing it for myself, I should be able to like reach out to other people, right? Like there's got to be somebody else out here that like can relate to what I'm feeling and what I'm going through. And maybe has the same kind of outlook on it that I do. And so I guess that's like to go back to one of your earlier questions, sort of like what I'm hoping to get out of the community here, I guess, is to meet people that are similar to me, really.
Yeah, and clearly you found some of us. You didn't find someone who also knew about Yu-Gi-Oh! I was like, I know
Yeah.
about Yu-Gi-Oh! You're like, synchros. The fuck? This person knows about synchros? It's like, yeah, I remember those fucking synchro cards and then the like ban cards because then they started banning some of the synchros and I'm like, well, I can't play anymore because I don't. I used to have those cards and I can't play them because they're just
Well,
too OP. And you're like,
listen, that's the point is that they ban the cards that are good so that you have to buy the
ugh,
new good ones.
ugh,
It's a vicious
bastards.
cycle.
I know, and it wasn't fun anymore. And I'm like, well, clearly only like the people who had enough money to play competitively were good enough at like these tournaments. And I was only playing like local tournaments at like
Hmm.
card shops, and that was the most fun because you'd play against people who were like at your level, but you clearly knew who the people were like like okay, well, clearly you're going places. Like I don't have that card. I don't, like you had to like, okay, can I read this first, please? Okay, and you're reading it. And you're like, Jesus, and you're like, and you're just like shaking your head the whole time. You're like, well, I can't. I mean, I can see, like, I can't do anything. Like, I
Yeah.
quit. Like, I'm at, we started 8,000, but I mean, it's like 3 turns in. I'm already like, the fuck? How did you get? I don't know. It was ridiculous. And it's almost, I'll try to relate it back to the podcast when people um, like, there's no like magic card that makes you like better than everyone else at cross dressing, right? Or better at like trans. Like, you actually have to work at like this. And it clearly shows that you've worked at this for a while, right? You're dressing and whatnot. No.
Yeah, I mean like I started like experimenting, I guess, like when I was in adolescence. I feel like for like the longest time I like always knew that I liked it, but I couldn't really like define what it was. And I didn't really figure out what that was until I was like 13 to like 15, I guess. And I didn't
Hmm.
really like do it. Um but not until like I got to what's it called? When I got to like my sophomore year of college, so I was 19, 20, is when like I really started like, okay, like I'm gonna get my own clothes. I'm gonna try to experiment with like makeup and like get some hair and see what happens. And I just kept at it and I would just do it, and each time learning something new, trying something different, seeing what worked and what didn't work for me. Um, Learning how to take better pictures of myself too.
Yeah, well done.
Um,
Yeah, you're doing good.
I
Yeah.
I don't put the effort in that I should waste of all my knowledge that I have of how to take a picture and how to frame things, but
Hmm.
I just that is just because I've already done 2 hours or something of like makeup and fucking like putting on heels and shit. So like
Yeah, right, right,
I just want to press a button on my phone. Like I just make sure the lighting's good and that like I crack a smile. That's all. Like
right,
after a
right.
certain point, like I'm spent. I already did all the work into there. Like don't bring me back to my college days doing shit all on my own, like without a
Hmm.
production crew. So
Yeah, yeah. But you did all these things without like being scared about like you didn't care what other people thought, or were you actually like hiding yourself from like people pretending
oh,
like
I was
yeah.
hiding. Like, I used to hide a lot of stuff in plain sight. Like just in like a trunk or something that like people wouldn't open because like why would you go through my trunk in the middle of like my room kind of thing. Um,
Yeah,
Usually
it's weird.
like when I was in college and I was living in like off campus housing with my friends, I would just when they weren't home, like or when only maybe like one of them was like downstairs and it was just me and him, like we're just in our rooms not doing our own thing kind of thing. Well, my own thing
Right,
was
right.
dressing up like a girl. My door was locked.
Yeah.
If anybody needed me, I either just was like, I'm busy right now. They just thought I was, doing what a guy would do alone and in their room at that age. But yeah, that was really what I was doing. Not the other thing that was dressing up.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
yeah,
mean,
so I
yeah.
just practiced with it, and whenever I got the chance to.
Yeah, I mean, you clearly aren't a novice. Like you've had years of practice and it shows, obviously. Um, are you still honing your craft? Do you feel like you're an expert yet? Or is it still kind of like, oh, just, here and there
I
kind of
still
thing?
think I suck. Like I don't think I'm good at makeup at all. Like I see like some like Maddie I think is incredible. Some of my other friends that I talk to on Insta and like my friend that I go out with all the time like is incredible. So like I don't know what their secret is. I don't know like if I'm just not buying the right products, if I'm just not applying it correctly, if I don't have the right tools. I just try to do what I know how to do and what I've learned how to do over the course of me doing stuff and this is the result. So
No, I
maybe I
get
just
it.
have good genes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do you feel like you need to get your makeup better to feel more Dottie, I guess? I know you talked about like hyper femininity and wanting to look like, the hottest bitch out there. But like do you need that? I mean, is it necessary?
Sort of like it's sort of like the same principle as going out, right? Like once you get to the level, it's hard to like go back. So like once I've like learned the techniques or done like different like stuff differently or like started to put more effort into it, when I'm doing it, now it's like, well, if I don't put the effort in that I normally did, like I was saying earlier, like the one outfit that I wore that I didn't put my eyelashes on, where I was like, I think I look ugly or weird because I didn't put my eyelashes in. But now, like, if I put my eyelashes on, maybe I would look like cuter, or I think like I would look better because I'm putting more effort in, right?
Right, right. Yeah.
So it's just kind of hard when like when you get to that certain step and you're going all out and you're trying to your best to apply everything that you've learned and then like oh like maybe say I just want to do like something casual just to like to do it right because like you have that feeling that you want to do it um and you just don't you maybe just like put on a little bit right like you don't go
Yeah.
full glam or something but when like
Yeah.
sure maybe I'll still look cute or whatever but at the same time I'd be like well like I could look at I should have just gone full glam like what was it gonna do like save like all I did was like save like 30 minutes from my routine or something right
Right, right, right.
could have
Yeah.
spent that 30 minutes just putting in more effort.
Yeah. And but again, it's only like you only want to do it sometimes. Like or is it like a weekend thing? Like you won't want to do it every day. Is it? Like it's just when you
I
get the chance?
I couldn't do it every day. Like, oh my god, I that would just be overwhelming. Like taking like 3 hours to get ready, I would never be able to do that. It's more again like it's more like a weekend thing or something. I really would love to do it more as like a social kind of aspect, where it's like okay, like I'm going out with people, like people that know who I am, like are my friends, and instead of like oh we're gonna go to dinner or like we're gonna go to a bar like and I'm dressing masculine, like I'll go out and like be feminine. Like that's hopefully like where I can get to with it. Right now it's just only with like a select group of people.
Right.
But yeah, that's just where I'm at with it right now.
Yeah, no, same. And for me, I think that's where I'm at too. And you're right, with COVID, it kind of like fucked things up because for me, it was a social thing. Like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna dress up. That's it. Like, I don't need to do this at home where like people with, who have trans questioning like desires or ideas that they want to do this. Like, maybe this is more of a full time thing. Like, I feel happier as a girl all the time. I was like, I never got that, but that's what I was like. What? Tell me more. When I have guests on, I'm like, what does that feel like? Because I was like, do I have that? I don't know if you probably had those too, where you're like, do I really want to transition, or was it like, nah, I'm good?
I've definitely thought about it. Like I've had like ideas about, okay, like am I just like happier when I'm presenting like female? And really it's just like when I am doing it, I feel a bit more confident in just like how I look, and maybe like I'm a little bit more flirty and like I'm playful or something, or but most of all, I mean like I'm still the same person. Like this is just how I am normally, like when I'm not presenting femme. So like I I just look different, really. It really just sometimes, like I heard someone else say like it's it's just like putting on like a different like costume in like a video game. Like if you're playing, like I don't know if you play like Street Fighter or something, like, you can like change the color of like your
Yeah.
character. Like it's just like that. Like you just like to wear the fucking, like I don't know, like does Chun-Li have like a nurse's outfit or something?
I hope she does. That'd be my Halloween costume for next year. Sure.
You have the thighs for it, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Some days when I'm
But like,
kicking
but
myself.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
instead of like the standard Chun-Li costume, you put on like the one where she looks like Morgan from Darkstalkers or something, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
it's just a different. It's still you. It's just a different way to look.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Is it and maybe I don't know if you want to get into this, but like I'm sure there was a sexual component to it sometime in your life. Has that what is it was it a sexual component, and is it still a sexual component?
I mean, like when I was discovering it, that's mainly how I consumed it. It was more of like I thought it was just like a fetish, right? Where I was like, yeah, this is just like what I would need to be into, and what I like to be into. Like, I don't necessarily like need it for like to like have sex or something, right? Like, it's not like the end all be all.
Right, right.
Um, as I discovered more and more about it and put more effort into it, I realized that it wasn't that. It's how like I kind of discovered it and what I thought it was only before. Um, but again, as I just like became more comfortable with myself, I realized what it was for me truly, and now I don't need it for that anymore, or like that's not its expressive purpose. It's more just like it makes me feel good just in general. Um, don't get me wrong, like having sex is great, and like it's
Been there,
definitely
yeah.
like
Hmm.
it definitely like is fun to do in the bedroom. Don't like it makes me feel good to do it in the bedroom as well, right?
Hmm.
But it's not like I need to do this every time with my partner kind of thing. Like I can just have
Right,
like a regular as regular as you want to get with it.
right. As vanilla as it possible. Right, right.
Yeah.
Um, are you attracted to just females or femininity, sexual attraction? What is that like for you?
I mean, femininity in general, really. It really doesn't matter if it's um, like a cis woman, a trans woman, another cross or gender fluid person. I don't like. This is gonna sound like really bad, but like I don't see them as like I don't differentiate them as not like one's not a female, right? Like even like they all have
Mhm.
a separate category from one another. They're all just like femme to me. So I'm more just attracted to like femme people.
Got it. So you're canceled. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
I don't know how, like that's the way that I
Just kidding.
interpret
Yeah.
it. It's not to like exclude anyone, but
Right.
it's just what
Yeah.
I'm attracted to.
Right. No, that makes total sense. So, like, how do you? You can't be mad at someone's for telling me how you like. What are you attracted to? Like, no, that's fine. Like you don't have to be like really. Maddie was super apologetic. I was like, you don't. What are you apologizing for? Like, I don't care. Like, no one cares. You're just telling me how you're not being offensive. You're just talking to it like it is. So I don't know. Um, does since you posted all your photos, have you gotten the unsolicited dick pics yet? What's that like?
Yet,
Oh, you
girl, I've
haven't.
been doing this for fucking like 7 years. Do you know how many of them I've
Yes,
seen?
yes. Okay, well, what is your reaction to them, first of all, and how do you deal with it?
I mean, I just don't even like look at it anymore. Most of the time, like if I get like an unsolicited one, I don't even like really read my DMs that like when like on Insta where it'll say like requested at the top.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah, right, right.
I'll just like open that up and then I'll just click like the delete button, like that
Nice,
just deletes
nice,
all of them.
nice.
Unless like it's from someone who like I don't know, like if they seem like they're
Maddie,
genuine.
it's from Maddie.
Yeah, if it's from Maddie, then I'm opening that and
Perfect. Yeah, go
actually I'm
ahead
just
and
like I'm
go ahead
going through and I keep blocking her over and over again.
yeah, go ahead and
Um,
share that to the Discord runway, please. Thanks. We'll all be interested in
oh
Maddie.
yeah, of course. Um, yeah, but if it's just like if it's just like a guy who says something like really foul or like something stupid to me, I'll just link them my wish list and like
Nice. Nice.
and like or like sometimes they're like, hey, do you want to like hang out or whatever? And I'm like, here you go, like buy me something if like you really want
Right.
my attention. Um, and it's never worked, but
Oh, I was gonna say. Oh, I was just about to ask.
maybe
Like, does
one
it
day
work?
I'll get someone to like clear it
Nice,
out for me, and then I'll block
nice,
them.
nice. Yeah. Because yeah, that'd be my like next question is like, what's your advice for the 7 years that you've gotten like the unsolicited stuff? Because there's a lot of people who are on the Discord like, what do I do with this person? And I was like, well, just block them. Like, what do you want me to do? I don't know. You have 7 years
It's
of experience, so
it really is like what you make of it. Like if you you kind of get a good perspective as well if you are a person who's trying to attract like a female partner or like a feminine partner about what they go through because like definitely like tons of women just like get this all the time, right? So like once you understand that, I think it actually kind of helps into like if you're like on like a dating app or something and you're like being like your mask self and doing that, it helps you be less like creepy. I think. Um,
right, right.
so it's a good kind of like perspective thing to have. But if you're struggling with like dealing with that, I would just like I said, just don't even open the message. Just click delete all and don't even look at it.
Right.
It's frustrating. I understand, and no one wants to be sexually harassed in their DMs. It's just unfortunate at how we live in this world and these people exist. And the internet is free, so like they can just log on and do it to you.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
you just block them if you really like care or if you want to put the effort into it. Never start a conversation. That is the worst thing that you could possibly do because then you're kind of just like
Hmm.
feeding into it and giving them what they want because they just want your attention to begin with. And even if they're just going to like be annoying and stupid and aggressive, um, you're still taking time out of your day to even think about them. So just don't think about them. That's
Yeah,
what
no, that's true. That's true. I mean, it's an answer. It's an answer. Um, are you currently? You said you had an ex-girlfriend. Are you currently looking to date? What's that? What's your situation for, like, moving forward from your previous relationship? I'm assuming.
Oh, okay, great. All right, this is the dating section. This is what I
Yeah.
did my homework on. I'm
Oh,
single.
perfect.
I'm ready to mingle. I'm yeah, I'm single. I was joking earlier, but yeah, I'm
Oh,
single.
it's like okay.
I again, yeah, I did have a girlfriend for a little while. It was like a cishet girl. And yeah, like she knew she was very open with it. She's like, obviously, I dressed in front of her and we hung out together like I was femme. And she actually, so I did. I've done two like professional makeover photo shoot type deals
Ooh,
where like
okay. Okay.
someone has done like my makeup for me and then we've done like a photo shoot together. Like it's like in like this person's studio. Um, I don't know if they're open anymore because of COVID, unfortunately. Um, they might open back up. I have no idea, but she's amazing. If you have a chance, look up True Colors. If again, haven't really kept in contact with her in a while, but if you're in like the Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey kind of area, definitely check them out. They're fantastic. I had a great time going to both of them.
And it was
But yeah,
True
my
Colors?
True Colors,
Okay.
yeah, that's what the place is called. And yeah, the first time I went by myself, and then the second time I went with my ex-girlfriend, and it was a great time. Like she's very welcoming, and my ex-girlfriend had fun. She really thought I looked really cute, so I mean that was good.
Okay, but like, let me ask you about your relationship. Was the relationship ended because you're a crossdresser, or just
No, it had nothing to do with that. It was just I don't really get into like specifics, but it wasn't because of like any kind of like shame or guilt or anything like that. It was just it was, this is something that again I don't foresee myself ever stopping. I maybe could understand like if my life completely changes and like I couldn't do it as much anymore, but it's not something that like I feel like I'm never gonna stop liking, right? Like I'm still gonna
Mhm.
be interested in it and want to do it. If I ever had like a child and needed to take care of that, I probably would do that first, right? Like that
Okay,
seemed like a
okay.
higher priority to than putting on like a skirt and some heels or whatever, right? Like maybe when the child's
Right,
older,
right.
I'll be able to be like, okay, you go do your fucking thing, I'll do mine. But
Right,
like,
right.
yeah, in any kind of like long term relationship, I feel like I'm gonna have to come out to that person,
Right, that's
right?
exactly my first one. Yeah, yeah.
And if they don't accept it, then it's not gonna work. That's just the end all
Yeah.
be all, really.
Right, right. So is it like something you'll bring up first date, second date? Is it on your like
Probably not
online
first
profile?
or second date. It's
Oh,
probably
okay.
something to like. It's definitely something that I would bring up early in the relationship. I think it's something that you don't want to keep like a secret from someone forever. Definitely before, like, if you really have feelings for that person, if like you think that you're in love with them, definitely something you want to do before you say that you're in love with them. Um,
Right. Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, like you will get questioned on it, and there might be people who like are very open to it, like very you might know right away that they're open to it, and it'll be easier and more comfortable for it. But there's definitely some people that like you might have to work on a little bit and try to explain it to. I did have to like explain it, like no, it wasn't like trans, and no, it wasn't like this or that or whatever. And I mean, she was saw some pictures of me and was like, "Hey, this is like, I think you look cute. I would like to do it with you one time." And we did it together. Um, she didn't do my makeup for me, but
Oh, darn.
yeah,
Okay.
she wasn't really. I don't know. Yeah, it was more just like I did it myself, and then we reconvened. um, so
Got
yeah,
it.
and I mean it was fine. Like we had a great time just being together. Again, I'm the same person that I am when I'm not this. It's just doing it brings s- stuff out of me that's like there, but maybe not at the surface, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. With your ex-girlfriend, did you bring that up also, or like first date, or did she know everything about, like, found that out, or
Not
how
first date, no. It was
okay.
more like later, like we've been seeing each other for like a few months or so, and like I brought it up and was like, "Hey, like this is something that I want to share with you." Like, and yeah, I took a risk on it, but it worked out for the rest of the time we were dating. It never was an issue.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could have been ended up bad, but I'm glad it ended well. Yeah.
But here's the thing: if it does end up bad, then they weren't like I know what I want out of a relationship and out of a partner. Like I'm pretty confident in what I'm looking for in someone, and like they gotta respect me as much as I respect them, right? So
For sure,
like
for sure.
I don't want someone who's gonna like try to make me like change the person I am. And if they're not
Mm,
like gonna respect and like or if they want me to like to stop doing it, then like no, like this is it's my life. Like yeah, like I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
share it with you, but like it's still like my life. like
Right, right.
you gotta take care of yourself first.
For sure, and it's nothing like, I mean, in my eyes or your eyes, it's not nothing negative. You're not like hurting anyone. You're not like, you're not like, I don't know, kicking puppies or something. I don't know, like something like
No,
terrible. Like, you got to stop kicking puppies. Well, I'm going to kick puppies for the rest of my life. If you don't like it, it's my life to be like, well, hold on. Like, I'm not asking you. I'm not kicking puppies. I'm just dressing up on occasion. It's like, it's not. I don't know, the end of the world. I don't know. Unless you were like like truly transitioning medically or socially, and you're like not, the man, the traditional biological man or whatever man you're, is different than your gender identity. Like, yeah, okay, then I'm expecting to be with this person. If you're telling me you have thoughts of transitioning, like, okay, well maybe then yeah, I probably don't want to be with you. Like that makes sense. I don't know.
I really don't think that I really think that life is very short, and like it can it could just it's like also fragile, right? Like it's short and it's fragile. And like
Right.
if you don't try to maximize on making yourself the happiest that you can be, and if that's like whether and it's not just from like a place of like selfishness, right? Because you can like be like happy
Mm-hmm.
and self-confident of yourself without being like selfish. um that like you should focus on that, and you should find someone who makes you feel good, and that like you can get behind and make feel good as well. Like that's what I
Right.
think. Like
Right.
if you don't feel the same way about another person that feels something about you, or vice versa, where someone else feels something about you, and or like you feel something about them and they don't feel the same way about you, like then it just wasn't really meant to work out. You
Right.
might be able
Right.
to go through it if minds can obviously change and people can grow, but that could take some time. And if it's not working at the current moment, there's nothing wrong with moving to the next moment. It's gonna suck, but
Right.
it's definitely not gonna be like a walk in the park. But you're gonna grow, and you're gonna feel better that you're taking care of yourself out of it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yes, girl. Yes. I'm so glad Maddie told you to be on this podcast and stole your outfit because she stole yours. I'm on team Dottie right now. So
Thank you. I need more supporters. TeamDottie.com.
yes.
It's a
Yes.
petition to get Maddie to stop copying me.
Although if there was a RuPaul's Drag Race, I would probably vote for you because Maddie's got too much already, so Maddie needs to change
Oh,
that.
okay. Yeah, she's already got a pink name, so I mean, like, what else does she
Yeah.
need?
Fuck.
Does she need the
Yeah.
sash? No, that's I look great in a sash.
Yes, I'm sure you do. I haven't seen it yet because I'm sure Maddie stole it. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's currently in her mailbox.
well, it's getting late there, isn't it? Like nine something. You're on the East Coast time, so I don't want to take too much of your time. So,
It's 9:30, but I'm chilling here.
uh, okay.
If you don't have any more
Okay.
questions, I could just get the fuck out. But
Please, will you get the fuck out and bring Maddie here? Get Maddie's ass in here.
if we were on together, you would not get us to shut up. So
Yeah,
it's
I'd be
probably a
like,
blessing.
yeah, you'd just be one upping one another all night. I'd be like, God damn bitches, I just said, how are you? You're just like going out of town, like
She would
going to town.
probably say something really like introspective and deep and like thought provoking and serious, and I would probably like retort with, "That's some dumbass nerd shit. Whatever, nerd."
You're both nerdy. I respect it and love it. Like, you're gonna out nerd one another. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
Well, I need to go soon because I can't deal with both of you already fighting within each other.
You're
I can
having a
already hear.
conversation in your head of what it would be like, and you're like,
Yeah, I was
"I'm
like,
too
what if
stressed out by this."
right? Too much, too much. But I thank you for being on the podcast. And before
Thank
I
you for
go, I
having
always,
me.
yeah, we will have you on again. Maybe even on a roundtable discussion with. I would love to have you and Maddie, and then maybe some like rando, and just be like me and the rando are talking like, so who's this person? Who are these two? And I'm like, I don't know. They just showed up.
Well,
Anyways,
we're here to
thank you by
crash
the
the
way.
party.
Yes, but I end my conversations. I don't know if you listen to this podcast. It's okay. It's not that bad.
I
But
do. I'm a listener.
okay. But I end my interviews on the question of, in a perfect world of cross-dressing sexuality and gender, Dottie, what does that look like to you?
The big question. Um,
Big question. Yeah.
to me, it just looks like, I don't know, like, hmm. Dang, I didn't do my homework on this one. Gosh.
I know,
It's like when
nerd.
it's like when you're like trying to like sneak a text message in class, like to like
Right.
the girl that you want to talk to, and then like the
Right.
teacher
Right.
is like, "You, what's the answer to 2 + 2?" That's
You're
how
like,
I'm feeling right now. Like I don't know. Like my mind is drawing a blank.
nice.
In like a perfect world, I think that probably what I said earlier, that just like you can go out and express however you want to express yourself, and nobody gives a shit, as long as you're, again,
Hmm.
you're not like being physically or abusive, like verbally abusive to someone. If you go out,
Right.
it doesn't matter what you look like and how you want to present, everyone's just going to go about their day and be the best person that they could be. That's how I would like the world to be. I wish we just didn't have people who want to comment all the time about other people's appearances or how other people should behave and act. Again, as long as it's not like physically or like abusing someone or verbally abusing someone, then just leave people alone.
That's right, Maddie. You hear that, Maddie? Maddie's listening. She's listened to this.
Yeah, leave me alone, Maddie. No.
Leave Dottie alone, just like Brittany. Yeah, leave Brittany
Just like
alone.
Brittany. I really related to that because, like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
really should have left Brittany alone, first off.
Right? Oh, man.
And then
Chris
everyone was
Tucker.
mad at them for being a weirdo on the internet crying about it. But guess
Right.
what? They were right the entire time.
Exactly. So you're right the entire time, Dottie. Maddie's going to hear this and be upset and want to have a part 2 so she can have a rebuttal to your interview.
And then my part 2 will be a rebuttal to her rebuttal.
Yeah, it'll be great. We'll have an ongoing series of the Dottie and Maddie beef.
The
It'll be great.
feud. We're beefing really hard.
Oh, I can't wait. And you'll
Drama
just outdo
alert.
each other's outfits. Yeah.
Drama
It
Monday.
brings the ratings. I'm very excited. Well, do you want to give shout outs to your Instagram handles or your social medias, whatever they are, so people can follow you to send unsolicited dick pics?
I am on social media. Instagram is Dottie Digital. Twitter is Dottie Digitals with a Z at the end, same as Insta, but with a shitty Z at the end. And that's basically like where I post to most. Yeah, that's
and
all.
Dottie is spelled Dottie.
Dottie Digital.
No underscores, no space bars, nothing.
No underscores. What are we, amateur hour here?
1998, yes, underscores,
Yeah.
yes. Well, Dottie, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Yay, thank you. You were awesome.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yes. And I'll send you an edit of this. You were amazing. And then I'll even send some Q&A questions because, and then send me photos that you clearly want me to post so people will flock to your
to
video.
entice them.
Yes.
To thirst trap
Trap
them.
them.
Here's what I did is when I said earlier I got those makeover pictures. That's when like I first started my Instagram. So I was just posting these pictures of like me like all made over and like looking like real like really really good. And then like like 6 photos later, it's like me and how I did my makeup back then, and I just look completely different. Like I just catfished like about like 500 people. I'm like, gotcha, bitches! Like this is what I really look like.
Nice.
Now you're stuck here.
Yeah, send them Maddie's photos instead. They'll be like, oh. All right.
You're a lot more blonde than I thought.
So same dress though. How did that happen? Yeah.
Again, she stole it from my closet apparently.
She did. I saw it. I was like, this bitch stole it. All right. Well, girl, thank you so much. I gotta go. You were awesome. I'll be on the
Thanks for having me.
Night. See ya. Bye.
Good night.
And finally, the miscellany.
Yes!
And that was my episode with Dottie. Absolutely loved our CrossYaas conversation with her, as she's someone I can totally relate to. I love that she's discovering herself and enjoying herself in the process, like going out, which I absolutely love. Also, her talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card games, which I think it's funny how we related to that, because I don't know, sometimes I think cross-dressers and transgender people get pigeonholed, and people figure they only must love talking about dresses and makeup. But it's like, no. We all love to enjoy all sorts of things in the world. And I love that Dottie and I could talk about it. Dottie talks about this thing where people are multifaceted, and well, Dottie is that type of person. But I had a great time chatting with her, and if you enjoyed our chat, well, check out our Q&A we did, which is also available on our website, CrossYaas Podcast.com, where she dives a little deeper, so check that out. And again, come on the podcast too if you haven't already shared your story. You can email me, Giselle, at CrossYaasPodcast.com, DM me on Instagram, chat on there, or come on to the Discord and we can talk there. But that's all for this episode. Remember, nobody cares, so do whatever you want and wear whatever you want within reason. And let me know what you need so you can succeed, and tell people about this podcast, especially if you think it would help them. Reach out, share your story, do good in the world, be yourself. But I'll shut up, just know I love you, and until next time, as always, keep it fresh, stay blessed, and remember, you're gorgeous.